Okay, good morning, crazy people. I'll wait till somebody comes on here and then we'll start chit chatting. Man, I just got back from a little resort. We took a couple of days vacation from our vacation and had a good time. Did a little interview with the dive resort manager, Tim. Really good interview. Not that many people watched it. It's probably not up my wheelhouse for guys that watch my channel. And then we did a room tour, which is the same thing. That's something I normally do, but May wanted me to do it, so I did. And a lot of comments about the price of the place. So we can get into that if you want. And then I was also going to tell you about some experiences transferring money this week. And what else? Baby May is really sick, but she's getting better. She's had a fever and a cough ever since we got home. And what else? What else we got to chat about here? We went on a trip. We went to Darwin to a dive resort. We did some vlogs and videos out there. Oh, Baby May's sister came out to see us, and a lot of people interested in meeting her, which is cool. And then there's some anonymous people that I'm going to give a shout out to, but not say who you are because you want to remain anonymous. And so I just want to get. And the last time I live stream was with Jason, the guitar player and singer. We try to hold a benefit for him because he's had some limited budget and all this, that, and the other. And we couldn't make it happen. So the internet kept going on and going off, going on and going off, and going on and going off. And we hung in there for almost an hour. We didn't have any viewers for some reason. And so that was an epic fail, as the kids like to say. And we soldiered on as long as we could. But so people did send him some money. And then May and I kicked in a little bit. And I'm going to meet with him today at 10 o'clock with another guy. And we're going to have us a cup of coffee. And let me get to the comments here. Let's see what's going on here. So I'll say hi to every morning. Thank you for joining me. And is it safe is a question. Yeah, it's safe. I've never had a problem. Well, Dumagetti's safe, if that's your question, my friend. Let's see. That's this. Whoops. I don't want to put anybody in timeout. I always hit the wrong button. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining me. As usual, unannounced, unscheduled, unprepared. So what do you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about Upland Dave? You changed your name, so now I no longer think you live in China. Shout out to you, brother. Yeah, May's getting better. She's been sick for it's like day 4. And the cool thing is, not that self-medication is something I'm advocating here, but when you go to the doctor here, it's not expensive. It's $10 for a doctor visit. And May's got Phil Health, so it's like almost free. But it's the hassle factor, And sometimes sitting in the waiting rooms here, I almost think you're going to get sicker and catch something new before you actually get in to see the physician. And so anyway, May has had this condition before. And what it is a fever and a cough with phlegm. And so last time she had that, we took her to the doctor and they gave her a prescription for an antibiotic. And so there happens to be a couple of pharmacies here in town that will have to remain unspoken. but they'll give you antibiotics without a prescription, even though they're not supposed to, but they do it. And so we just went and picked up the exact same antibiotic, and she's been on those for 2 days, and she's got a couple more days to go because of the good stuff, and she's already feeling better. So that's that. And then I really appreciated the time that I spent with Tim over at Pura Vida, the dive resort, the resort. And what a nice guy. I encourage you guys to watch that video just to get a vibe of him. And then what I found interesting was after that, May convinced me, because she was going to do it, that she convinced me for some reason that I needed to do a vlog about the rooms over there. And the rooms, some of them are like $180 a night. The one we stayed in was $60 a night because it's half price right now, normally $120. And it was interesting in the comments because a couple of guys said, wow, that's a great deal. You would pay 3 times as much over here and wherever they lived. But a lot of guys said, that's crazy for the Philippines. That's way too much. What a ripoff, blah, 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 blah. And I get it because the Philippines is associated with being, kind of on the cheap like I live. However, I love old sayings that have stood the test of time. They're always right. And one of my favorite old sayings that I tell myself out here all the time in the Philippines is you definitely get what you pay for. And I think the vlog that I did with the little room showing, I did 3 rooms and showed the prices and all that. And was a little misleading because you just saw the room. And so maybe if I was watching that video and I saw the room, I'd say, well, that's a nice room, but I'm not going to ink up $200 for that. But the rest of the resort is huge. It's the kind of place where if you're hungry at 9 o'clock at night, you can call up the restaurant and say, hey, bring me a sandwich, and they will. And just to prove the point is that Pura Vida, the resort that we went to go jack around on for a couple of days, is booked a year in advance on non-COVID times because it's one of the top rated dive resorts in, I guess, the Philippines. And the Philippines is known for its diving, and Darwin is known for diving. And this place is located right on the sanctuary, if you will, where you're only allowed no boats are allowed because of the fish that are there. And right next to it are condos that are, I think they're $400,000 or $500,000 US. I don't know what they are now, but these are ritzy places. And often I forget that there's a lot of people in the world with a lot of money, and they're willing to pay to live away from the riffraff like me. I actually had to be escorted by an employee before I was allowed to go over there and shoot my little video. I don't blame them. I wouldn't let me in either. But anyway, there are people that sometimes feel if they pay more, they're getting more. And so anyway, just wanted to address that. What else were we going to talk about? Money. I went to transfer money on for my little check, and Zoom, the application that I use, XOOM, it's a money transfer service, was down. And so I went to move my monthly budget over, and it said, okay, here's your number, but we can't process it because we're working on our computers or we're upgrading our system. And so I said, okay, fine, because I've learned my lesson. Never go down to your last peso before you transfer. If it can go wrong, it will. And then the next day, which was yesterday, I called May's sister up, who works at a place called Cebuana. And I'm kind of spoiled. I just give her my number, and she gets my money ready for me. And then I walk in and I sign my name and I take my money and I say goodbye instead of standing in line. So I get juiced in. I admit it. But I sent her my number and she said, well, you're approved, but our computers are down with Zoom. So that was another day wait. Or not day, but it was like in the afternoon she called me and I was able to go pick up my money. But here's the lesson learned is I'm going to give advice, which I don't like to do, but I'm going to go ahead and give it. If you're planning to come over here, or even if you're already here and you're like me, you've only got one service. I have an ATM, which I can use. There's a backup there. I have money that I set aside, but I don't touch it unless it's just dire. And I didn't consider this to be dire, so I didn't touch it. My point being is that there's a number of places that you can set up prior to coming out here. I don't pretend to know them all, but there's Zoom, which I use, which is more expensive than other entities, so I'm not advocating it. There's TransferWise, WorldRemit, what's it called? Western Union. There's 3 or 4 or 5 or 10, I don't know how many places that you can use to transfer money over here and link to your bank account and all that. So here's my advice, which I don't like to give, but I think this is safe. Set up 2, 3, or 4 of them. Have TransferWise, WorldRemit, Zoom, and what did I say? Not MoneyGram. But anyway, set them up on your phone or computer or both. And that way, if one doesn't work and you do need the money like yesterday, you can just go over, you can cancel the one and use the other. So there you go. Let's see. Okay. Just from Louisiana, just quit the car business. God bless you, brother. Thinking about heading your way. I have a guy that lives 3 doors down from me. He did the same thing I did in the car business. And he said something really funny about it. Car guys get bad raps, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm taking good care of her. I stayed home. I was going to go back out yesterday. I went out in the morning and did all my nonsense stuff that I had to do, like pick up the money. I had to go schmooze with some guys and have my coffee with them. And when I came back, I was going to go get what was I going to do? I was going to go do something. I forget. Take the laundry in or get a haircut or something. And she started pouting, so I just said, okay, never mind. I'll stay here with you. May doesn't like being left alone. He's a trip. Thank you, Upland Dave. I like your new name. So if you didn't catch it earlier, I've got anonymous people that don't want to be named, but I want to give you all a shout out. We appreciate you helping some people that are friends of ours. So good morning to everybody. Thanks for coming along. What else do I got to talk to you guys about? What else? I'm just putting these comments on because I always get behind. So May's getting better. Let's see. Hey, Paul. You know what? That's some guys have asked me, and a number of guys have said, hey, when I get there, I don't want to be a nuisance, but can I meet you? Definitely. Yeah, let me throw that out there. Please let me know you're here. And what's interesting is that with COVID, I figured I wouldn't meet anybody until everybody started showing up. But May and I, last week, we met like 3 different people. And one guy I met moved into an empty apartment here where I live because he asked me about him. And I said, yeah, come look at him. And now he's my neighbor. See? Won't you be my neighbor? Don't you miss Mr. Rogers? I miss Mr. Rogers. And I miss Larry King. Let's see. Good morning. Yeah, it is morning. It's 8 o'clock. Um, there are not almost hardly any restrictions here in Valencia slash Dumaguete at all. The only goofy thing we have to do is wear a face mask and a shield if we go into big stores. So, like Hypermart or Robinson's. And then everybody walks in and everybody pulls a shield up, even the people working there. And I can't see the point of it, but I'm not in charge. I should be in charge, but I'm not. Maybe next time. Yeah, everybody gets to meet Baby May too. Baby May is always on the back of the gay looking scooter running around town with me. But today we're going out of sync because she's going to go downtown and meet with her girlfriend, um, Hannah Lynn. Shout out to Goldfinger. And I think she's going to do an interview with her. And I'm heading up to another place to meet with a couple of guys to have coffee and have kind of like a church thing together. Take me by the hand and walk me through it when I get there, Paul. Come on, Paul. Well, I will be more than happy to head to send you in the right direction. I hope. I hope it's the right direction. Yeah, that's right, Mike. Hold on a second. The Z-Pack, that's what she got. That's exactly what she got. You know what? I did not check out Chuck the Groundhog yet. I have been a busy boy. And in fact, um, I don't watch much YouTube. And what was I going to tell you? Oh, I've been waiting and finally got these wireless microphones. I'm not using them now. I'm using this big one that's in front of me for the computer. But I hired a young lady. She's 19 years old. She's a May's friend. May's had her over to work on her computer. She's an IT girl, if you will. She's 19 in college and she understands stuff. So May got me a new phone for my birthday, and so I'm going to use that phone now as the camera. And I've got this gimbal, and I've got that set up to a certain degree, but I kept getting confused on the buttons and where to go and this and that. And then the Bluetooth thing I tried setting up, but I couldn't get any feedback from it. And I went on the YouTube how to do and the tutorial, and we were watching it and we still couldn't solve the problem, but the little girl came over and she solved the problem. So that's okay. She needed the money and I needed the help. So she hooked up all of our phones to the wireless microphones. We're looking forward to using those. And then the gimbal, it's kind of bulky and it's kind of heavy, but I'm going to start using it. Or I'm going to start using it when May wants to do exterior stuff. I don't like doing exterior stuff. I like sitting on the couch, being a couch potato, just a talking head. And that's kind of my forte. It's just where my comfort zone is. But I do want to help May. And I think with the wireless microphones and the gimbal and me being her cameraman and letting her do her thing, it's time to step up her game, because she's getting a lot of subscribers. And today with Baby May, if you're not subscribed. And so we're doing just that. We're kind of investing in the channel, which is her channel. Mine will remain and always will be mediocre. Keep that in mind, folks. My computer in the super duper Wi-Fi and broadcast from there, because that was really a drag. He came all the way over and was looking forward to it, and he's a really good singer. And right now I'm bipping out. Right now I can see the computer is starting to get squirrely, and it's not the computer, it's the internet. Yeah, thanks, Upland Dave. Thank you very much. Oh, here we go. Yeah. You watched the video. The upstairs room was worth every penny. What he's talking about is the Pura Vida Resort, and the upstairs room was awesome. I think it had a jacuzzi in it, and maybe it's looking like that for Valentine's, and a great big. And here's the deal: is yeah, I've rented the rooms on the cheapskate budget because I'm a cheapskate, but I was miserable in not many, but a few circumstances. The worst one was my first trip to Sikihor, where I booked online to this place that was really cheap and had nice pictures. And so little things like electricity, water pressure, being able to lock the front door, a pool. That there was a pool in the picture, but there wasn't a pool at the resort. I'm talking about the first one I ever booked, and access to restaurants, access to the beach, access to this, the staff. They had stuff like, you know, towels and just little knucklehead stuff that you might forget. There's toothpaste, there's free coffee, tea, a kettle, all the amenities, if you will, that you expect from a really nice hotel was there. And yeah, you can go rent a place for $20 and have no water pressure when you go to take a shower, or cold water, or no water. I mean, you get what you pay for. And it's worth every penny. And you know what? Here's the deal. It's kind of like an exclusive thing for divers. So for a guy like me to go there and hang out is kind of a waste of money if it wasn't half price, because I'm not a diver. But if I'm a diver and this guy's got 5 boats and he's got a full staff, and they take you out with a little boat to the big boat. They carry all your stuff. They provide the lunch. Their guys are all top of the line guys. The training there never stops. Um, it's just the whole package. And a place does not get booked a year in advance because it's crappy. It's because guys have been there, done that, and they've spread the word of mouth. So, all right, enough about that. What else you want to talk about? Let's see. Hello. Same experience. Yeah. Oh, it's good to be live. It's good to be here. It's good to be anywhere, according to Keith Richards. Hey, man, what's up? I'm glad you all came along. So here's a gentleman that agrees with me. So obviously a very intelligent person. It looked amazing. The room you had was right on the beach. Yeah, it was. And no bugs. That's another thing. There was no bug bites. And to give you an example, we wanted to go someplace different for dinner. And what the hell's the name of the place? Wouldn't you know I'd have one of these moments? Anyway, there was a restaurant that I've been meaning to go to, for over a year and never have. And I said, let's go there and eat. And so we went there to eat, and it was like just up the road and across the street. So it was like a 5-minute bike ride. And within 3 minutes of sitting down, May and I were both getting bit all over our ankles. And we just kind of woofed down our food and skedaddled out of there. And that's a common occurrence out here. But back at the resort, on the beach, you'd figure there'd be all kinds of bugs and critters and crap and mosquitoes. Nothing. We were bite free. And you have no idea, no, maybe you do, how uncomfortable that is when you're constantly scratching your ankle and then your arm and then your hand and then your back. And whew. So again, I'll say it again, you get what you pay for. No, I don't snorkel or dive. I do snorkel. I do like to snorkel. I love that. I love it to death. But I've never had a desire to dive. I've had the desire to dive, but I just figure, It's not that expensive. It's just one of those things. It's not that important to me. For the longest time, I wanted to parachute out of a plane. And then the minute it came to like almost being a reality, I chickened out. Let's see. Hey, Paul, I sleep. Eesh. Mentioned to your neighbor Mark that we were on the Hikes Point area. Okay, I will. I will. We're going to go to a new restaurant with Mark and Jen on Valentine's Day. We're going to go there for lunch, and then I guess May and I'll do something different for dinner in the evening. Yeah, the girls loved it, Stephen. They had a great time. Anywhere they can go take selfies and bikinis, they're happy. All right. Well, thanks for joining, man. Memphis has got some barbecue, huh? How you doing, Zane? Nice to see you, buddy. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Finance manager. Yeah, that's what I was for, I don't know, 20 years. So the laptop is supposed to be here March 24th. I ordered it from Amazon, and I gave up on the local stuff like Shopee and Lazada, which is cheaper because the quality just isn't there. And actually, a shout out to the gentleman that spent a lot of time researching for me about the laptop and sent me a couple of suggestions, and then I sent him back what I had found, because I don't know stuff about processors and all that jazz, and he does. And he actually took the time to review it. And then I wrote him back and I said, okay, babe, I pulled the trigger. It was $200 more than I wanted to spend. But I thought about it and I said, you know what? I'll have this thing for 5 years. So I just, in my head, I said, I can justify this. This is an investment. We'll use it on the channel. My frustration level will go down because I'll be able to get the comments faster. I apologize for not replying to a lot of your comments last night or yesterday. Again, I was just busy. And then when I got home, May was sick and she wasn't feeling good. So we just kind of tried to handle that. So let's see. So Jerry, I'm moving there in 9 days. I'm freaking out a little. Normal? I know your backstory and I can't bring it to my head. You're going to be in quarantine, I guess. When I moved over here, I didn't freak out at all because I told myself I'm just going to move here for 6 months to see if I like it. And I'm going to stay 6 months. I'm not going to stay 3 and give up. I'm not going to stay 7 and still not know. 6 months was my timeline. And you know that 6 months and 1 day later, I bought the scooter. That was my commitment that I was going to stay. I held off. I rented scooters until then. What else? So freaking out. Yeah, I mean, any kind of change. People don't like change for the most part. When it came to moving here, I was really embracing it. I was ready. And there's a story behind that story too. So good morning to everybody. Let's see, are these coming up? Is my computer slowing down again? I'm the same, fat and slow. Hey, Kiwi. Yeah, May's on the mend. She's going to get out today for the first time in like 3 days. She needs some fresh air. She always feels better. And Filipino women are really funny when they get sick because I just was chatting. I asked May, I said, what do you think got you sick? And she said, oh, the wind. And then I was chatting with another woman, and she said, "How's May?" And I said, "She's sick." And she goes, "Yeah, it's the rain." It's always the weather. I said, "Don't these people understand things like germs?" No, it's always. And then when something else goes wrong, what does she say? Oh, I drank cold water. That's why. It was the cold water. I had ice in my water. That's what made me sick. It's just funny, you know. And what you have to look at it is that these are people that have lived out in the province where there is no access, in many cases, to a hospital, much less a doctor. And they have, it's very tribal. And so they have access to, I guess, the equivalent of what you'd call a medicine man or a healer. And so to this day, when May gets a headache, which is too frequent, we keep trying to figure out what it is. She'll put a bandana on her head, and then she grows these medicinal plants outside, and she puts a leaf between her forehead and the bandana over the headache. That's her cure. And I don't know, maybe she's right. So let's see. Well, Iowa, that's where my dad's from. I hope to see you. Have you ever met an expat living on $500 a month? No, I cannot say I've met him. I've heard about him. I don't think I've ever met him, but I know a guy that came over here with a finite. I did a video about him. Him and other guys, expats, fails or something like that. I forget the name of the video, but that's going to be his budget pretty soon because he didn't plan properly. He came over with a lump sum of money and burned through it, and now he's already dialed down. He went from I think he was paying $350 a month for an apartment when he first got here, and now he's living at a place that I think costs him about $110 a month. So, yeah, and you get what you pay for. So his living conditions have changed quite a bit. 500 a month. That would be province style, man. That would be native, living. You can do it, but you can't live in this apartment because this apartment's $400 a month. So I'm trying to think of somebody because people are always interested in money and budgets. I haven't done a budget video in a while, and I keep meaning to. My budget hasn't really changed any, but it has changed. So that made any sense. So I should do a budget video. Maybe I'll do that this week. How's that sound? Everybody up for a budget video? I'm actually taking out more money. I live on 1,500, which is no mystery. I've said that 1,000 times, but I'm taking out 800 now. I mean, 1,800. I'm sorry, because I've been getting donations from people to give to other people. It's not for me to keep, it's to give. It's like, hey, I want this person to have $100. And I want this guy, your friend Jason, I want him to have $50. And I want Baby May to have $20 so she can buy a bikini or whatever. Anyway, it's been totaling up. There's 5 or 6 or 7 different people, and it changes up, that people will send me money for on my PayPal. Not to me, but to other people, which is great. It's awesome. In fact, she's going today to give $20 to her friend Hannah Lynn that I set aside. Her sister that was on my channel received a donation from somebody who wants to remain anonymous. So we've got that money to deliver. And so I've been pulling out 1,800 because approximately 300 is what it's been averaging, has been going out to other people. And it's not like I'm losing that 300. It's in my bank account, but I have to pull it out so I don't go short myself. If that made any sense. And so there's my 50. But the peso has gone from 50 to 47. And so I'm down 100 a month on my spendable money. So I'm still trying to stick to the 15, which I can easily do. But the last couple of months, like December and January, we went way wacky over our budget. And it was all due to eating out. It was the holidays and parties and gifts. That was part of it. And then I think May and I just kind of took a break from always eating at the house. And we just wanted to get out because they have loosened the restrictions here. And there's been some new restaurants that have opened. We want to try them. And then like I said, we've been meeting some new people. So they've invited us to go out. And we always kind of insist that we go Dutch. We don't want them to feel obligated to buy us dinner. So, see, my internet keeps zipping in and out here. So this month, I'm going to try to dial it back. I still got 1,500 to play with. It's a short month. It's a 4-week month. And we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Hello, Paul. How are you doing, Jason? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm having coffee with him today at 10 o'clock. I did actually receive some donations, and then May suggested that we kick in a few bucks of our own, so we did. And I'm going to go give him some money speaking of money, I'm going to go give him some money this morning and have some coffee with him and another guy. And I'm going to probably, like right now, I don't have any issues with the freaking internet. And I never had it so bad as when Jason was on. So another thing that I was thinking about doing was YouTube has this deal called members. You can become a member to my channel or Baby May's channel or anybody's channel. And I was thinking because we didn't have that many viewers. So I'm not sure if anybody is that interested in listening to Jason. I don't honestly know. I haven't got enough information. So, but if there's 30 or 40 guys that really like to hear him and don't want to miss a concert, then sure. So what I was thinking about was creating what it's called, a members deal. And the problem with members is you have to charge to be a member. And I thought, well, I could charge everybody $1 a month. How does that sound? And then when Jason comes on, we could do the concert for members only. But I don't know. I got to get feedback from you guys. I know there's 276 people watching right now. But if I knew how many people really enjoyed Jason and wanted to watch him, I'd be more than happy to I'm definitely going to have him back. Thinking about going to a friend's house that's got better internet and broadcasting from there. And then, what do you think about that member thing? Should I do that? I mean, the $1 either way doesn't change anybody's life, yours or mine. But maybe we could just kind of keep it to where we definitely know, and I can schedule it, make it a premiere. Things I do. Let's see. The guy in charge owns the plastic fee. You got that friggin' right. You got that right. You are right on the money, brother. There's no need for that mask, but the guy in charge is making a bundle off of it, so he's making it mandatory. What else did I read today? I read in the news that they're thinking about eliminating backriders on motorbikes because too many drive-by shootings. I thought, are you kidding me? Oh my God. Hey, good morning, Ron. Thanks for coming along, buddy. Mr. Ron's faithful friend to all the vloggers out there. Lawrence wants to hear more about my heart attack. Be more than happy to go over it with you. That was October of 2010. Well, that's awesome. That is awesome, Mr. David. I have my friend Brad was on the show, and he contacted me. He's living out in Chateau. We were supposed to get together a couple of times. We keep getting bungered up. In fact, he was going to stop by Pura Vida, but he had like fish in the car and couldn't stop. He had to go home and get it refrigerated. But I'm going to have him back because he had some information about healthcare, and he's also flying back to America, I think, a week from Friday. So I wanted him to kind of go over the healthcare thing that he explained the first time, and for options. And then he can talk about the process of going back to America and maybe some more about the process of what it took for him to get over here. See, he had it a lot easier than just some dork like me trying to come over by myself. He's married to a Filipina. He owns property here, or she does. He's got all these papers and all that. And he snuck in just before the COVID thing hit. But it was still a drill trying to get her from Manila to here and himself to here, because by that time it was COVID. But I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think that is? Because I don't know. People always ask me, when do you guys think that things are going to open up? Help an old dog out here. Tell me what's going on. So I'm going to throw up some comments here. Say hi to all you guys. Yeah, the background has changed. The chicken's in timeout. He's in trouble as usual. He stole my money last month. And I'm sitting on see, do I know the dude from the Philippine Info Channel? Uh-uh. Let's see, was it? Oops. Pia's got some nice wireless mics. Forgot the name. Yeah, those are the ones that I got. The exact same ones. They are Sabine, and they're Bluetooth. So it's going to be really cool. And I know there's going to be some. I'm going to have to do 2 or 3 before I get it figured out. But I'm going to test them, the range on them, and I think the sound quality is going to be good. I think it's going to be better camera on the new phone. They got me a Samsung A31, I think it is. So the phone should be, the camera should be better than what I'm currently using. And what else? So I think the sound quality is going to be good. I think the camera is going to be better. If I can get the gimbal thing to work and we go somewhere. What I am going to try to do is vlog from different locations than the couch. It's nice to go to one of these resorts with something pretty in the background, like the beach, but the lighting is such a challenge, and I don't want to carry a bunch of big ass light things to backlight me. You got to get the right time of day or the right deal. But I know a couple of places that have got some really pretty painted walls just to sit and chat with you. And then I was thinking it would be cool to be able to set the camera way back and have the wireless mics on, and one guy over there and me over there, and we can still talk, but we don't have to be scrunched up right next to each other on my couch. It'll just be more comfortable for everybody. I guess I could get a green screen. One more thing. It's already getting cluttered in here. It's starting to make me nuts. Good morning again. Good to see you. Let's see. Hey, Sydney, Australia. Thanks, man. PH Network, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like right now, it's good. Everything's cool and groovy. So, I don't know. When I was so disappointed because I wanted to raise some money for Jason, and he just had a seizure, and they just put him on new meds, and he's living on $800 a month. You asked about 500. He lives on 8, and he does some local gigs, but he doesn't make much from that. So, um, you know, next time. So let's see here. On a scale of 1 to 10, a year before you came to the Philippines, how happy were you? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you now? Great question. In fact, I'm going to redo a video that I did a year and a half ago, which was my original video called Why I Moved to the Philippines. And I'm going to do kind of an updated version of the same video. Not going to tell the same stories, but I'm going to come at it from a different perspective. And I think it'll be a good video. Something I want to do for myself. I keep reminding myself this is a video diary. To answer your question, I was a 1 in America. Easy. That's easy enough. And about an 8 over here. So there you go. I could give you a dirty answer, but I won't. Let's see. I hear a lot about retired guys going to the Philippines and meeting women, right? But I never hear of retired women meeting guys. Ever seen it? Yeah. In fact, I was just thinking about that this morning. I was sitting out on my patio, having my coffee and my cigarettes, which I know you guys don't like me smoking, but that's just too bad. And I had a little flashback, which I have them all the time. I was just thinking about stuff. And a couple of women have contacted me and asked, what do I think it would be safe for them to retire out here? They're my age. And do I think that people would look at them funny or whatever? They're kind of insecure, if you will. But I saw a couple of, I'll call it 2 years ago, I saw during high season and vacation time, a ton of women out here. And they weren't my age. They were maybe in their 40s, I guess. I'm really lousy at guessing ages, but they were Caucasian women, and I don't know what country they were from, and they were with 20-something Filipinos. And I guess, whether they were having a relationship, a physical relationship, I don't know. Maybe she just hired the guy to be a security guard and a tour guide. But I do know from talking to my other female Filipina friends here that there are guys that are in romantic relationships with women twice their age. These are guys that are 25 and the women are 50. So it's the reverse role. And so, yeah. So, yeah, it happens. I don't see a lot of it, though. To be candid with you, I think last year I saw like 10 different women with younger guys running around, younger Filipino guys. Let's see. Yeah, we're all patiently waiting for things to open up. Do they sell Keurig coffee cup makers there? I don't think so. Does the resort have a dive bar? There's a bar and a resto there. Absolutely. And I guess they take beer and stuff out on the boats. I don't know what the deal is when you're diving, if you're supposed to drink or not. But yeah, there's a full-on bar. There's a full-on restaurant. And like I said, you can get a sandwich at 9 o'clock at night. Try that at try to get a sandwich period at some of these places. Okay, so let's see here. How can I extend my stay in the Philippines when I'm there? Okay, so your first picture that you just landed in the Philippines, I think it's 29 days that you've got. And then to extend your stay, you would simply go down to the Bureau of Immigration and say, I want to extend my stay. And they'll let you extend for 1 month. Now I'm trying to think back on how that went. They'll let you stay for another 30 days or 60 days, possibly. And then the second time, so let's just say you extend for 30 days. Then your choice, the third trip, is you can extend your stay for 1 month, 2 months, or 6 months. That's here in Dumaguete. From what I understand, different strokes for different folks. Different islands have different set of rules, if you will. But I'm allowed to stay here up to 3 years by extending my visa. I'm extended right now through March, middle of March, and then I've got to go down and do it all over again. And then what I do, well, here, let's just give you a scenario. So let's just say I landed here and my 3 years is coming up. I have to leave the country. I have to go somewhere. Doesn't matter where, as long as I go across the border. I could go to Vietnam. I could go to Thailand. I could go to America. You don't get the drill. I've left. Hong Kong, I think, is a popular place for guys that do turnarounds. I can go spend the night in Hong Kong, call it, and then book a flight, come back to the Philippines, and just start all over again. I've never gotten down to that point where I've had to leave. I've always taken a vacation once a year from my vacation, I like to say. So I like to travel. I like to country hop. So I've been to Bali and I've been to Vietnam, and that's it. I've only had two vacations. This year I was going to go home to America, but that's turned into a cluster F. So I'm just kind of patiently waiting on that. And I wanted to go to Thailand as my vacation this year. So I'll do it one of two ways. I'll go to America eventually whenever I can get there. And the only thing that's stopping me from going is that once I go to America, I can't get back in. And so I don't want to support two households. I can't afford it, just be honest with you. I can't pay for the rent here for baby May and rent in America till it opens up again. It's just not financially feasible. And I could go to Mexico or something like that. But you know what? To me, it's like I like the simple things. I like to simplify it. And I'm patient. So if I got to wait 6 more months for things to start opening up again, so be it. That's when I'll go home and I'll go visit friends and family for a week or two. And then I'll bug back into the Philippines, or I'll bug into Thailand on the way home and hang out there for a week because I still have some very dear friends there that I'm dying to see. I miss very much. I still talk to. And that's the plan, Stan. Let's see. Paul, have you considered coming to Australia to go fishing with one of your subscribers? I live in a great area. Love to do it, buddy. I miss fishing. I always thought that there was going to be a lot of fishing out here. And I thought there was going to be white sand beaches, and I was wrong on both. You got to go to certain islands to get the white sand. And the fishing, I don't know of any charter boats or anything that go out. And I don't know of any guys that have gone fishing other than shore fishing. And that's just for the local kind of stuff. So that doesn't float my boat. So, and Canada has always been my number one spot to go fishing. So, yeah. When it does open up here, May and I are going to bounce to some different islands. And I bet you anything that they've got some fishing excursions from the different islands. You just don't have them here that I know of. So we'll do that. I think May would like it. Hey. Tell us about Philippine women. I haven't got that much time, but I got a lot of videos you can look at. Hey, Paul, has anyone seen or heard when they resume following me vlog has been there? I'm not familiar with that vlog. Again, I don't watch a lot of other YouTube people. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe it sounds shitty, but I just don't watch them. Let's see, where am I here? Oh, now I'm behind again. I've been talking too much. Let's see, am I missing people? Probably. God. Oh, there's Jim Burns. I got to say hi to Jim Burns. Thanks, brother. I'm freaking out because I can't get there. Yeah, I would freak it out too, to be honest with you. I'd be losing my stuff. But I was really chomping at the bit to get here. I was literally on my 62nd birthday. I was sitting on the steps of Social Security office to file my paperwork. Yeah, I can't remember the backstory. If he's moving here, again, I don't want to give advice about that because there's a real good chance I'd be wrong. But he's going to be quarantined. But there is a backstory, and I'm having a Joe Biden moment. I can't bring it up. I apologize, kids. Let's see, Hawkeye. I like the expat community out here. I really do. You got some hard-ons, you know. I've got guys that I avoid. There's guys that I just can't stand being around, and there's some psychos, like your community. But there's more good guys than bad. I mean, I would say 80-20, good to bad. I cannot tell you the details, buddy, but if we're friends on Facebook, on Messenger, I'll shoot you the Amazon information because I can't tell you the details. I wish I could, but it's a good one. I don't know. Let's see. Paul, how are the ladies doing at Shelter? Is there business? I have not been back to Shelter since I did the original video. I do know one of the ladies left and went to Cebu. And I saw them at, where did I see them? I saw them at a restaurant. I went to go watch a football game. And I offered to come back and do a follow-up video because it's good advertisement for them. Once I did the video they asked me to come out and video the place. So I did. And it was good advertisement for them. They got some business from it, from the local guys. And they never got back to me. So I'm like, okay, down with you. So I don't know how they're doing. I do know a few guys that have stopped in and they've enjoyed it, but I don't know what the deal is. One of the girls' boyfriends got killed. I know that. He was driving his motorbike drunk and drove into a ditch and ended up drowning in 6 inches of water, which is terrible. And then, like I said, Lori, I heard, went back to Cebu. And so I don't know who's running the show over there. It's a matter, in fact, May and I drove past it 3 or 4 times when we were going to Darwin. And I was half tempted to stop in there, but it was just like we always had a bunch of crap on the scooter and we were tired. So I just shined it on. But maybe this week I'll just bounce in there and see what's up. They're still in business. Okay, in Vegas now, will you burn out on this place? Don't blame you. I found Vegas to be shallow, I think is the word. You know, it wasn't real. I mean, the neighbors were fine. I lived in a suburb. I lived in a normal neighborhood. I knew my neighbors. They knew me. Our kids played together. The normal stuff, you know. But I didn't see a lot of real close friendships because people kept coming and going. There was a lot of transient people running through Vegas. I think in the Midwest, yeah, it's just, smaller towns. That would suit me more. I think people are a lot more, just a lot more friendlier, more neighborly. Neighborly is the word. Well, thank you, Dennis. She should be feeling better. She's feeling better today. She's probably faking the whole thing. What's this? I tandem with my daughter over the beach in California. 64 was a great experience. Check it out. I'm sure May would be a good jump out of. Oh man, no way. No way. No way would she do that. I would do it. I would do it with a guy holding on to me. I wouldn't jump out by myself, but I would do it. Gal, good for you. When do you guys think this thing's going to be ready to rock and roll? I mean, you know more than I do. The news I get, I can watch Fox, I can watch CNN. You know, CNN hates this guy and Fox hates the other guy, and so it's more of an opinion piece than actual news. And then we get NBC, and they're tilted one way also. And it's like a day or two behind. So maybe you guys can give me an update. How's it going with the vaccine rollout? And do you think that that it's going to open up travel soon? You tell me. I've been passing gas now. We're good, Tony. Thank you. Hurt my toe. Must have been the fog. Hurt my toe. Must have been the fog. Yeah. And then the way to cure everything is by boiling water. Oh, okay. I did nothing. I didn't take any vaccines. I was going to get a malaria shot, and I was going to get this, and I was going to get that. But you had to go to the health department to get it. I just thought I could go to my doctor's office and have him give me all these shots. And he said, no, man, you got to go to the health department. So I went to the health department. It was like 1 million people there. So I said, well, I'm not going to do this. And then they opened up a store on Rainbow Boulevard that was like travel shots. And it was like $500 or $600 to get the shots. And I said, that's great. I don't have that kind of money. Okay, so Terry says you're getting the shots in Arizona. People are unemployed, but they don't want to work, huh? The water isn't clean. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what you're referring to, buddy. Let's see. What is the crime? Oh, okay. The crime here is super low. I think you go to bigger towns, like anywhere in America, really, you're going to get bigger crime. I think I attribute the low crime to the low drug usage. I think drugs lead to crime and prostitution and all that. Addiction, you know. Crime here is, I almost call it in reverse, because there have been many cases where I have left a server a tip of 50 pesos, which is $1. Like they'll bring the bill over and it says 300 pesos, call it, for example. And I'll put 350 in there, close the bill, and walk out. I have had 3 or 4 guys run after me and saying, sir, you paid too much. I said, no, that's for you. And they don't even understand that concept in some places. There are break-ins, there are thefts, but I've never felt unsafe here. I've got more. I feel much more in danger driving the scooter in traffic than other people. I have more danger from foreigners. I'm more afraid of foreigners than I am the locals. Those guys get one tied on. Excuse me. The water that I drink here is straight from the tap. Now, most people have water dispensers, which I can't show you, but I've got one. And we buy gallon or big 2-gallon jugs of, well, I guess it's a gallon of water. But the way they set it up at these apartments, they've got 2 different sources of water. One water comes from Dumaguete, and the other one comes from Valencia. And there is a filter built in on our tap. So I haven't bought any water since I moved here. Before, the water was terrible. Yeah, yeah. You guys can read this comment. It's true. That's funny. But yeah, back. That's about right. I agree with that. I saw a lot of those in Thailand. Backpackers. 500's just too close. Hello there, Delaware. Land of corporations, right? He lives on 800, and he lives very small. That's why we do the concerts. He does some gigs, but mostly they just give him like free food. And I was recommending that he does a YouTube channel. There's so many challenges, because he doesn't own a computer, and to successfully do it. And I said, you could do a thing where you could charge $25 to sing a song for somebody. In other words, let's say I've got a long distance relationship going on with May, and stuck in America. Well, I might hire Jason to sing a love song to May, just to send it to her to let her know that I'm thinking about her. And I'd be willing to pay him $25 to record a special song or write a song for $50 or whatever. And I thought that would be a good income potential for him. That was my bright idea. But in the meanwhile, we're just going to try to have concerts. Let's see. Sincerely, can a normal average person live on $1,200 a month American? Yeah, absolutely. And I know what you mean by normal. You don't have a lot of habits. You're not going to be chasing a lot of women. You're not going to be doing a lot of drinking and drugging. You just kind of want to live your life. Yeah. A few months ago, May and I lived on 1,000. The key to me not spending a lot of money is to eat at home, because the bottom line on the budget is it's $500 a month for my fixed overhead. That's rent, electricity, gas in the scooter. Let's call it $550, because you got immigration you got to figure into. And then let's go to $650. Okay, because that's the 100 is my oh shit fund, where something goes wrong and I go, oh shit, and I forgot to do that and I got to go pay it. Okay, so we've done that. And so that's going to leave you another $550 for 30 days. And it just depends on how you want to eat. It comes down to food, honestly. That's the bottom line. So see, I could stay home every day. And we saved, me and everybody else that lives out here, saved like $300 or $400 a month during the lockdown back in March of last year. March, April, when we were all locked down and we weren't supposed to go anywhere and we couldn't. And the restaurants were closed and McDonald's was closed, and all the impulse buys that you make. You know what I mean? Because May and I will go into 7-Eleven to buy milk, and we'll come out with milk and 7 other things. Those candy bars sure look good, don't they? And then May will see, something that she thinks she has to have. And it's all nickel and dime stuff, but that's where I fritter away money. I frittered it away in Vegas when I lived there. I used to leave my change in the slot machine every time as I walked out of Vegas. Out of 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? I'd walk in with $20 and I would buy my whatever I was buying, and I'd have $6 left over, and I'd put $6 in the video poker machine, hoping to win back my 20. End up losing my 6, so I ended up spending it all. But here, 1,200. I know I'm going on about this, but yeah, you can do 1,200. You can do 1,200. Backup money is important, dude. I recommend, again, this is not advice. This is me. I think 10,000 is a minimum. Thank you, Scottish Filipino. She's doing better. Is it funny? Okay, well, that's a good question. As a father with grown kids back in the States, how was it for you to deal with family separation for your kids? It was very good for my mental health because my kids went off the reservation, and I've been candid about that. I have one son that's a full-blown heroin addict. I have another son that committed a crime and went to prison. And then I have another son that doesn't talk to me, which I didn't do anything wrong by any of these kids in my mind. Those are the life choices that they made. And so it was better for me just to get away from them. The heroin addict, I was an enabler. So it was actually more productive for me to get away from because I would always get him out of trouble and this, that, the other one. The one that went to prison eventually, I was always getting him out of trouble. So they never had any consequences. I made a lot of mistakes in my parenting by trying to throw money at problems, trying to fix things, kept thinking, well, once I get them past this, it'll get better. No, it doesn't. That was the wrong approach to have. So, no, I did not have a close family unit. Two of the children were adopted, which doesn't make any difference, I suppose. But it was different DNA, and it was just different ways of thinking. So I did the best I could. But to expand on that, it's your turn. And if you have children that you love and they love you, and it's a lot more normal than my life was, then they should be happy for your happiness. You know, I mean, as a parent, all I ever wanted for my kids was for them to be happy. I didn't care if they were rich. I didn't care if they were lawyers. I didn't care if they were, big time entrepreneurs. I just wanted them to be happy. And I don't think that happened. And now my father is super happy for me because he kind of lives vicariously through me. All he ever wanted for me was to be happy. And and he saw me very unhappy in the States, and that brought him down. And now he sees me, and he's just thrilled that I'm doing what I'm doing. Hey, welcome to the first time on my little live show here. Yeah, Mark is a cool guy. And we try to get together. And again, he's busy. I'm busy. Blah, 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 So we're gonna try to do some more lives together. Yeah, that's a possibility I didn't think of. But if your woman already owns a house, and you got no rent, and yeah, that's good. That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Yeah, Ron's woman blames it on the fan. It's anything that's obvious, right? It's cold, it's hot, it rained, the air's on, the air's off, it's too sunny. It's all that they can grab onto, right? Yeah, I will kick another budget video out there because what I forget is that since the last budget video, I think the channel's gone up 4,000 or 5,000 subscribers that probably haven't seen it. And money's a big thing. I always looked out for budget videos when I was researching. That was like a big topic. And so I do want to go over that. And I do want to give advice on that. I try to stay away from advice, but I think I can give, because I don't give love advice or dating advice or, how to act advice or any of that kind of stuff. But I can give some nuts and bolts stuff that I feel comfortable with saying because I know it's right. I know it's been vetted. Right on. Oh, okay. Amazon will ship some things to the Philippines. It cost me an extra $200 to get that computer shipped and shipping charges, but they will ship it. Some companies will, some won't. Um, you know, let's see. Jim Burns, that's awesome, bro. That through you, your subscribers today. Yeah, that is probably the most unintended consequence of this whole channel. You guys don't know the backstory of this channel. I didn't want to do this channel. I was pushed into doing this channel. And that's, I won't go over it now. But maybe I'll do a channel video about the channel. But yeah, that's the best part is it's a hassle too, by the way. Let me bitch a little bit. I got to go get the money and then I got to figure it out. And then we got to make sure the exchange rate's right. And sometimes it costs me money because of, but not a lot, but I always want to give on the excess. And so then you got to find the person, then you got to deliver it to them because they got no money to begin with. So they can't afford to come here. But that's why May's going to town. She's going to go give this girl 1,000 pesos. And I'm going to go give Jason 3,000 pesos from the concert. But it's fun. It's the unintended consequence. The apartment's doing good. I wish it was a 2-bedroom. I wish a lot of things though, right? It's the crab season. Okay. So you're on Deadliest Catch. Coming there for 6 months and budgeting yeah, cool. Yeah, if you're coming for a visit, always plan on more because you'll probably be staying in hotels, right? By all means, anybody that comes out here, hit me up and we will go Dutch or I'll buy you the first cup. I do have an update on him. And that's a good, I was talking about him yesterday. But I would need to have him back on the channel. And there's a story behind the story behind the story. And, but there's somebody that I'd like to have back on the channel, but it's easier said than done. Just take my word for it. But he's okay. He's got a girlfriend. But like I say, there's always a story behind the story. And I'm not here to divulge private stuff. Let's see. Yeah, the peso's dropping. I'm just kind of going through these real quick. Yeah, this is the point I was trying to make. I took the video down, made it private because I didn't want people to get irritated over and over again. It was just cutting in and cutting out. Okay, so we're getting some feedback. He does his own songs, and because first time we did it, he was taking requests, and we got killed on not subscription, but what's it called? Copyright strikes. You know what? I have not talked to Vern hardly at all. He jumped over to Geo's channel after he was on my channel. And so I figured, okay, good on you. You guys chat it out. Put her on the handlebars. British expat, the Philippines. Good to see you again. Oh, thanks for joining in, man. Oh, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate that. Let's see, what's this say? Paul, having a premium channel would work if your content would be above and beyond what you're bringing here. That's a fact, but I intend to keep this mediocre. How many times do I have to tell you? Let's see. Hey, Paul, what is your email address? PMCGILL, the number 5, at Gmail. I'll say it one more time slower. PMCGILL, number 5, at Gmail. All lowercase. Yeah, it's evening time, huh? Over there where you guys be. I imagine you have a channel, Mr. Britt, in the Philippines. I'm sorry, I don't know your channel, but don't take it personally. I don't watch any other channels, to be honest with you. So Scott says no memberships. Okay. What type of visa? Okay, you're talking amongst yourselves. That's good. Does the internet ever crap out when the electricity is fine? Yeah. Yeah, for some reason the signal just goes to shit. Pardon my French. I don't know. I hope that's the case. Well, there's a good statement there. I like this guy. He's very transparent, Sean. I spent $5,000 in 1 month, Boracay Beach, massage every day, traveling around with my girlfriend. I realized I could do the same thing for half the price if I just planned together. I made the same mistake when I first moved here. I did the same crap. Same thing. Thank you, Barbara. That'll be everything. Yeah. Here's my old neighbor, my buddy Richard, and he's letting you know you can jump on a plane and get there. Filipino here has a lot of hoops to jump through to go home. Yeah, so getting in and getting out is a hassle. They're what they do know. They're happy for me. It's last I hear. I don't talk to my children a lot. I covered that a little bit earlier. Okay. I can get a senior discount in some places, but sometimes it's more hassle than it's worth because I got to fill out a bunch of paperwork. So it depends. I never do it like at Hypermart because it's this big, long thing. Do a video about that. Oh, here's a retired woman. Well, welcome aboard. Can I see myself living out my days and dying here? Absolutely. You're going to die somewhere, right? Yeah, I enjoy my smoking. And I'll tell you a quick story. But one day I will quit. I just won't announce it to you, yahoos, because you'll be bothering me. And I get a lot of flack for it. But, I come from the era of when cigarettes were everybody smoked, Johnny Carson, the movie stars, my family, my friends, my neighbors. It's very addictive. Keith Richards said it was harder to quit than heroin, and he quit smoking. So if Keith can do it, I can do it. But I discovered that cigarettes are a very good escape mechanism. So the other day I was in a coffee shop meeting a new guy with a couple of other guys that I already knew. And the topic of the vaccine came up. And this guy that I had just met was about 10 minutes into his conspiracy theory about nanotechnology is being included in the vaccine so they can track us. And that was when I said, you know what? I'm in the mood for a smoke. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I couldn't take the conversation any longer. So it's a great escape mechanism. And the other guys had to sit and suffer through this guy's story. My friend's planning on moving to Duma with his wife and her 7-year-old daughter. He has about 30,000 and $2,000 a month. Is his money good enough? Yeah. I'd say that's perfect. I'm trying to read these without putting them up because it's easier for me to see. Thank you, James. Appreciate you. And it looks like you're discussing amongst yourselves because I'm getting behind. Resto. What is a resto? Johnny V. It's a restaurant. Good morning. Look at Spiffy. I got my hair cut, huh? Am I pretty or what? John S. says push the like button. That would be nice. Hello from Coca, Florida. Hello. I'm just going to try to buzz through these. Okay. Good morning. Here we go. Okay. Florida. A lot of guys in Florida. And I understand, I guess the vaccine's doing good there or the distribution. I'm curious about that. From Guam. Now, Guam, from what I understand, veterans can go there to get medical treatment. Is that true? I mean, I can't go there because I think it's a veteran-only deal. I couldn't date an older woman. Older than you? I couldn't either. Older than me, be making funeral arrangements. Oh, let's see. Sorry, Paul, I arrived late this stream. I heard you mention Jason was struggling. There are rules against accepting charitable donations, so consider this a gift. Finds a way to Jason. I won't tell anyone. I won't tell anyone either, and I'm going to go see him in a little bit. So thank you, brother. That's what we're talking about right there. And it's okay. It's okay to designate it because I'm not running a charity. You're allowed to do that. People say, give this to May, buy yourself a coffee, give this to so-and-so. And as long as I'm not soliciting and you decide to volunteer it, that's cool. But yeah, if it finds a way to Jason today, that'll be awesome. And thank you for your generosity, dude. It means a lot to him. Let's see. Thank you for the thumbs up. Do you recommend RRE has ever traveled out of the U.S. who wants to relocate to the Philippines for good? God, see, I don't know. The Filipina Pete just did a video all about visas. I didn't watch it, but I know it's up there. And because her feed comes up on my feed. And so I bet you she's answering your question there. Because she talks to she has some lawyer friend out here that she chats with about this stuff. But I think it can just be done at immigration. You just apply. And there's different kinds of SRRV. One that I would have to do, it would require me to put $10,000 in the bank. But I could use it towards the purchase of something. Again, see, I don't know enough about it to intelligently converse with you. So just check out the P, or you can go to, you know what? You can go to just a website. The government website is a good way to go. Get the information right from the horse's mouth. Just Google Philippines immigration website or whatever. Get the official website, and it'll tell you. Oh my God, no, Joe. What does that mean? What'd I miss? I waited until I was 68 till I collect mine. Yeah, I did a video about why I retired at 62. Hi, Paul. I enjoy watching you. My wife and I are in our 50s, planning to come again, but stay at least 3 months. All right, cool. Paul, yeah. By all means. Palawan is where May wants to go really bad, and I want to go really bad. Because it's got white sand beaches and all that kind of stuff. So we're figuring we're not going to stay 3 months. We're going to stay 3 days. But I would say that would be a real good idea. That's a popular place. 2,500 sounds very reasonable. In other words, I told May when we go there, I want to do touristy stuff. I want to take the boat tour or the bus tour, or if they've got some sort of sightseeing thing, and have a drink with an umbrella in it, and under that kind of stuff. Just do it that way. And I think that's, if you want my thoughts, I think that's an awesome budget. And I wish you the best time. Maybe we'll go at the same time. Let's see, retiring in paradise. I am the same, Paul. I don't have time to watch other vloggers except you because we have something in common. We have both been called dirty old men. That always cracks me up. Like I'm some sort of like a sex maniac at the age of 66. If I was 26, it would be a true statement. The reason I don't watch other vloggers is that most of them are advice channels, information channels, update channels, and they're not telling me anything new, and they're not, I don't find a lot of them to be that entertaining. I find them to be kind of redundant, and I'm sure mine are the same to them. The same, not entertaining, nothing they don't already know, redundant, mediocre. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate that. We'll get that over to someone that deserves it. Yeah, Amazon delivers out here, but not everything. It's weird. Like it says, this shop delivers to the Philippines, but this one doesn't. Now, my visa runs not for a couple of years, so I think we'll be able to be squared away by then. I am doing well today. Thank you. May's a little, yeah, we're trying to make a video. Stop coughing. Canada is shut down for Alberta. Is starting to open up. Everybody hates the one guy. Rollout is slow and clunky. Okay, that's on the virus, I imagine. Other masks, we are open. Okay. Do I need shots to travel? I don't think you can travel. Vaccine in St. Louis, I am on 4 list. Hospital has 350,000 ahead of me. Government list has 250,000 ahead of me. 384 shots a week. Walgreens and medicine shop, no vaccine. So it sounds, let me put that up. Sounds like you got some slow-mo there, buddy. Wouldn't you know? I've just decided that patience is the key, and that's easier said than done because I'm already here. And so I'm just getting antsy, and a lot of guys are getting antsy just because we're old and we complain a lot because we can. When you're an old man and everything hurts, you get to complain, and nobody gets to chastise you for it. So we just want to island hop. We just want to go someplace different. We just want to drive and maybe go. I'd like to rent a car, for example, and just take May up to Bacolod just to go again, get out of town. I would always recommend if you could get a hepatitis shot, that's a good idea. Now, I got to figure that every day gets better on this vaccine thing because every day someone gets a shot, that's one less person that needs to get a shot, right? And so they're kind of out of the way. And then, from what I understand, they're rolling out more and more vaccines and they're opening up bigger venues, if you will, like stadiums and whatnot. Um, So every day, I think it's good. The momentum is what I'm looking for. I think there'll be bigger momentum on this vaccine thing. Um, so I would just, if I had to guess, I'd say 6 months. You guys think I'm right? Wrong? In between? Yeah, see, here you go. They're pumping out 2 million shots per day. So there's what, 365 million people in America? And what were they trying to do? 100 million shots by 100 days or something like that? But as it fades off, as people get out of the way and get the vaccine, and then there's a new vaccine, from what I understand, that's only one shot instead of two. And I don't know if it's the same one or not, but there's another vaccine that's coming from someone else that doesn't need to be refrigerated or kept really cold at least. So I think with 3, 4, 5 companies pumping out their vaccines and the organization, every day I got to figure it gets a little more organized. And I guess it's a state by state thing. I'm talking about the America, of course. I know there's people in Canada and Britain watching this, and Australia and all over the place. So I don't know how things are going there. But these variant strains of the virus are interesting. That they're effective against one, but not the other. But it seems like everybody changes their tune, doesn't it? So why waste a good crisis, right? Let's see. Hey, Paul, what's the availability for watching American Professional? Well, you can buy. There's some kind of satellite deal or cable thing where you can get a sports channel through your computer, and then do your computer through the TV. And then, like the Super Bowl was broadcast here at a number of restaurants and bars. I didn't go. I was invited. I planned on going, but May was sick and it was raining. So I don't like to drive in the rain, for one. And number two, May was really sick, so I felt bad about leaving her alone. So I just shined it on. For some reason, I just wasn't in the spirit for the Super Bowl because it was just like, I want to watch the whole season. I want to watch everything. I want to see the fans having a good time. I want to listen to all the hype. And then all the nonsense that went on with the kneeling, kneeling on the ground and because of some movement, I forget what it was called. That turned me off, to be honest with you. Yeah, Mr. Ron lives out there in Davao, and he says he feels safe. I honestly feel more threatened by expats. You get a drunk in a bad mood, and you look at him the wrong way. He's more likely to hit you or verbally attack you than any Filipino, as far as violence goes. And I don't know about theft. I mean, I've never been robbed, so. I have a friend that got robbed, but who knows if it was a Filipino? It may have been his neighbor, So I don't know. Did any of you guys since this last year of COVID, I have a question for you guys. Did you gain weight? Because the pastor of my church in Vegas just posted a picture and he was really thin. I know I gained weight. And he said, "This is my pre-COVID picture." He was really thin, and he's gained like 20 pounds. So I'm curious. Did you guys get fat too? Let's just say, how much of an American diet do you get? I get a lot. I've finally figured it out. I've got ham. I figured out where to buy ham, real ham, smoked ham, real ham. I got real cheese. I get real steaks when they're available. And then there's chicken. My friend Gary makes the meanest hamburger you ever ate. He's figured out a recipe for it, and he barbecues and hot dogs. I have found sausages. It's more expensive to have an American diet, but bacon, eggs, toast all day long. Potatoes exist, but not a baked potato. They're just not that big. So if you want to make, breakfast potatoes cut up with a little garlic and onion and stuff like that, that's really good. Hash browns, French fries. And believe it or not, McDonald's tastes just like McDonald's. I was really shocked that a cheeseburger at McDonald's here tastes the same as a cheeseburger in the States. And it's cheaper here, but they're out of stock a lot. We went into a McDonald's. I told the story before, but we went into McDonald's 2 weeks ago to pick something up. And the friggin' menu had 11 items, but 9 of them were out of stock. And there's other guys who've gone to McDonald's and they've been out of fries. Here's a stupid question. Do they have mobile homes in the Philippines? No such thing as a stupid question because you don't know. But no, I've never seen them, and I don't think they would hold up, to be honest with you. With the wind and the floods and the water. I just don't think the construction on them would be able to handle it, especially during a hardcore storm. Thank you very much for joining me. I should probably wind this up. Geez, it's almost 10 o'clock. I got to go. And I got to take May somewhere. So it's doing good. It's not the greatest. I think Makati is better. And so guys, I got to bail. I just realized it's 9:35 here. I'm supposed to be somewhere at 10, and I have to take May downtown. Does my father listen to my vlogs? I think he does. If I have missed you, or if you've sent a super chat or something for somebody, I will make sure they get it. I am sorry that I just lost track of the time. I've been enjoying our conversation here. I got some. I got out of stock of cheeseburger and fries. Yeah, you get over it. Kids, I would love to. Jim, thank you very much. Let me give Jim a shout out. 0. Let's see. I'll match you. Okay, we're going to hook up Jason. Right on, kids. Thank you very much. And I will have him back. I will have him back as soon as it makes sense. I'd like to have him right on right now because I got 330 people watching and I've got good internet and we could be doing this whole thing right now today. And I don't know what the hell happened. So I'll answer one more question, kids, and then I'm going to bail out. Do I know how much set price for renting a scooter for 2 weeks holiday in the Philippines? When I first got here, I paid $300 a day for a scooter. So I would base it on that. 2 weeks, they'd probably give you a break. I'm sure if you shop around, you can find it cheaper. But I'm just not much of a shopper. And listen, kids, I did not get to all your comments. Baby May, and I love you. Appreciate you. Appreciate your generosity for Jason. He can definitely use it. And that's all I know how to say. I will catch up with you kids later, okay? And the next video, I think I'll make a budget video. Okay, fair enough. See you later. Make sure you subscribe to Baby May, Today with Baby May. If you don't subscribe to me, I don't blame you. See you later, guys.